You need to dress the part. What does dress the part mean? Well, easy question I have been asked hundreds of times throughout my career is, John, you always dress really well. Is there a reason you do that? Do you have to wear a suit? Do you have to wear a tie? Do you have to do the little stuff that actually makes a difference? Well, yeah, you do. So let me tell you why I have chosen to dress the way I dress, and then you can consider if that's something you want to implement and introduce yourself if you're not already going that way. So success leaves clues, and I have made a study of successful people. One of the things that successful people do is they do whatever they can to put themselves in the mental state of being where they want to be, as well as setting an impression. So if I came to you every time with a torn shirt and one sleeve not even here and the other one half off, and terrible looking scruffy beard, right? And if I had hair, like hair disheveled, but I don't have the hair, but you know what I'm talking about, you would have an impression of John. Vice versa. We have, let's say I dress well. Let's say I do wear a shirt and tie most of the time, or minimum a suit and a jacket, right? A jacket and a dress shirt. It is rare that you'll see me in a polo. Well, let me put it backwards. It's rare you'll see me without a tie, and it's even more rare you'll see me in a polo, and it's exceptionally rare unless I'm out doing errands and I just need to go to the store real quick, or I'm going to or from the gym. You won't see me, most people, outside of that. I actually had a New Year's lime. We had cigars and a couple of drinks. It was wonderful. And we're all hanging out. And people said, John, look at this. I was wearing flip-flops. I wasn't wearing shorts, but jeans, t-shirt, a polo. But I was dressed down compared to what they used to see me. Just the flip-flops are like, I see your feet. And there's a reason, as I said. So what I would encourage you to do is consider doing what you can to improve the way you feel about yourself. So I do it. One, I want to set an impression. I want to set the tone. People listen to me differently. I notice if I'm wearing the suit versus not. And I've played with this, like just the tie and dress shirt. People talk to me literally that extra layer of wool on my body. The whole dynamic changes. And it's not that I'm not confident without it, but maybe it's how I feel about myself. I don't know. That's not the point. The point is, it enables me to have a very strong sense of confidence and control of every situation. And people feel calm around me because I happen to feel in control, not dominating, not like overbearing, but it allows me to feel good in myself, and people can feel calm and comfortable in themselves as well. So I also do it because I want to achieve tremendous levels of success. Billionaire dollars. Billion with a B. I'm not sure what direction it is. I'll draw it both ways. Anyway, billionaire with a B. Level of success. It's not purely for the money, although I would love to travel the world in luxury and go to these cool places I see on Instagram. I don't want to live an Instagram life watching it. I want to experience an Instagram life and choose to share it if I want to. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is in order for me to get closer to doing that, I need to actually believe I could be the person who represents that level of wealth, opulence, and abundance. And that's my personal viewpoint. I know some people think that all wealthy people dress poorly. I have to be honest with you. I know, I'm in Trinidad. I probably have 50 close friends or whatever, who are extremely well-to-do. They dress nice. And I don't mean nice. I mean nice. They make me look bad. I'll give you a great example. One of the a client and friend and all that kind of good stuff, If You Lied. And yes, the man is a fashion designer, but he dresses incredibly well. Not okay, not good. I mean, he dresses as the most successful person out there, right? I had a workshop with him on Sunday. The man came, was like, bam! Everything was perfect. And he's like, John, I am the brand. I need to have my brand represent me and the values I have of quality, etc. So, in order for you to become that person, you must represent what that person has, will be, etc. And the more you believe and embody that, you become that. So that's my invitation to you. It may be a challenge, it may be scary. I'm going to ask you to not wear the nice stuff only when it's a special occasion. Stop doing that. You deserve better. You're married, let's say you got all this beautiful silverware and china set when you got married. Don't wait until anniversaries. Make that your freaking dinnerware. It shouldn't be sitting dustless. Allow some occasional ones to break. That's okay. They break. Who cares if they're expensive? Expensive, pretty shelfware is a waste of your time. I want you to invest in you, invest in your belief, invest what you have now. Don't worry if you don't have it all. One of my favorite stories, a good friend of mine who was in the U.S., was an immigrant, and a friend of his was like more of an immigrant than him, could really barely speak the language. And he was telling me this guy went from like broke, and it took him like 30 years, but eventually really became very successful. One of those rags to riches stories. But for 15 years, he wore, I think, total 2 suits. And what he did is he would wear one. He would try to get a couple days out of it before washing it. So where we're from, it was kind of a cold climate, so you wouldn't sweat like crazy like you do in the Caribbean. But he would wear it for a few days, hopefully before it got stinky, and then he would switch it with the other one and totally lovingly wash it because it didn't have a lot of money. And while clothing washers, launderers, name's not coming to me. Help me out if you're watching this. They don't care for clothing that well. So, but if you hand wash, clothing can last a lot longer. And if you hang to dry, it lasts a lot longer than the dryer. You notice lint is your clothing. So what this guy did, no joke, for like, I think it's almost 15 years, if I remember correctly, is he wore them for like 3 days. He would lovingly hand wash them. He would air dry them, and then he would iron them to a crisp. And they were white. So these weren't shirts that were like black or some really dark color that can get all stained and ugly and no one would notice so much. Like, it was white. So this was impressive. So he did this for like 15 years, and literally he didn't have any money, but he's like, I'm going to dress the level of whom I want to become. And he ironed that shirt. It was wrinkle-free, starched. It was gorgeous. And he looked the part. He's like, I'll change the tie. So he had a couple ties. He'd get ties from like these donation kind of places. And he lived the life and eventually became a rich, wealthy person. But he, for many years, became more and more, he became a lot of self-love, but he dressed the part as well as he could. So if you don't have the money, don't feel bad. Do the best with what you can. And if you need something, like one shirt, don't buy a crap shirt. If you ever meet me personally, if we have not met before, the majority of my shirts are really high-end shirts. I buy them used. I buy them for literally about 10 to 15% of their original value. This is no joke. I buy wicked high-end used shirts that are lightly worn. One of the great things about wealthy people who are going to spend, and I'm going to give you US dollars, $200, 100 to 300 US per shirt. No joke. I'm not saying this to be cute. They spend this much on the shirt. So they spend it. And how many times do you think they wear it? They have a closet full of them. And then they get fat or they get skinny and the shirt doesn't fit. So they're like, screw it. I'll sell it for 30 bucks on this site. So I literally have shirts that I have spent 30 US for that were 250 to 350 US. No joke, for the original shirt. And no, it's not brand new. It was worn 5 times and dry cleaned and then in a closet the rest of its life until John said, I'm going to wear this shirt and I'm going to make this beautiful shirt last a lot longer. So should you do this, nicer materials, nicer clothing lasts longer, and people can tell between a like average shirt and a nice shirt. So invest in the other ones. If you don't know how to do that, ebay.com. Let it be your best friend. That's what I do. I know my size, and I patiently wait for these shirts to come up, and I buy them. But people are like, dude, that's a nice shirt. I'm like, it is a nice shirt. Trust me, I know it's a nice shirt. And people are like, wow, John must be wealthy. John dresses wealthy, right? It's a $250 shirt. Did I pay $250? Nah. I also have a lot of wealthy people who give away old ties. They have a closet of hundreds of ties. They literally give them away. And some of these ties are as much as this shirt. Again, I didn't pay for it. I'm just telling you how it works. I paid for the smarter purchase. It's like you don't buy a new car. You can. But if you wait 2 years, you save 20 to 30% on that same vehicle with just a little bit of mileage, and hopefully some of the kinks run out. Anyway, you do what works for you, but I would strongly encourage you, find ways to dress the part, look nice. The reason I'm pointing over here is I have one of my beautiful shirts ready for me to wear. We have a corporate training, sales training here coming up, and I'm about to be wearing that for those wonderful people. But the reason I bring it up is I want you to dress the part. If you can't afford it, go with what you have. Do what I did, man or woman, find what you need and buy a high-end used one, have one or two of them, and then you'll feel different than a regular dress shirt. Trust me. I also, if you notice, and this is a small thing, this is for men only, but probably half the audience is men, is I use French cuffs if I can, or French cuff links, which are the ones, where are they? I have some here. So what they do are those are the ones that so instead of being buttons, they're like they go through the hole, and they add a level of class that I like. And it is a higher end shirt and a little more elegant, a little more classy than the base level shirt. And again, I do it for me. Many people are like, dude, I love your cuffs. Thank you, and I appreciate that. And it may even feel over the top for some, but the point is, it makes me feel incredible. I do it for John. They get it for them. I want you to do this for you. So wherever you want to go and wherever the path is leading you, do what you can. Use the nice stuff. Get the nice stuff. Dress the part. Use things like eBay, like I suggested, and live your life. And slowly over time, you'll believe in yourself more and more to become the person that you know you've always wanted to be. If you were to see this series of lives I've done today, earlier today, the first one I did was actually about how to actually achieve your dreams. And it's a no BS how to achieve your dream. It's 7 to 10 minutes, but I literally will give you the steps there. There's no joke. It will literally, if you apply those things, magic will happen in your life. I don't play around. That's the God's honest truth. Check it out, okay? With that, I'm going to go. I want you to dress the part. Have an amazing day. Thank you, whoever's watching. I'm sure there's a way for me to find out. I just don't know, but whoever you are, you're awesome. And I want you to look your best. So take care. Bye-bye.